Hey there, you're welcome to this week's Tech Tuesdays webinar on Salesforce platform events on cloud application integration. I'm Vrinda, your host for today's session, and Prakash Jain, subject matter expert from the JCS, who has over 11 years of experience in development and support of Informatica CC360 and cloud application integration, will be here with us as a presenter for this session. Before we start the webinar, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The duration of the webinar is 1 hour. That includes a 15 minutes Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. We'll try and answer them. Dial-in participants are muted for the entire session. The session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal. You'll be able to download the slide deck from the Success portal. Please feel free to put in your feedbacks and suggestions for the session in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within Success Portal, which is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. Here are a few important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Prakash. Thank you.
Thanks for the introduction, Vrinda. In today's Tech Tuesday session, we will be discussing on working with platform event in cloud application integration. The agenda of today's webinar would be introduction, prerequisite for Salesforce platform events, creating Salesforce platform event connection, reading event from Salesforce, generating platform event as a target, error handling and recovery techniques, demo use case followed by Q&A. Overview of Salesforce. Salesforce is a cloud-based customer relationship management solution for sales teams to manage contact and sales activities. Salesforce can be used to store and manage contacts and data of sales activities in the organization. Salesforce enables us to do managing the contacts, keeping track of leads, generating reports, setting up and personalizing email marketing campaigns, managing social engagements, managing e-commerce, maintaining records of interaction with customers, interacting with third-party softwares like integration software like Informatica Cloud, data integration, data loader, etc. Salesforce provides multiple APIs on the platform to interact by any third-party software like Enterprise WSDL, Partner WSDL, Metadata API, etc. One of them being a streaming API. The streaming API enables streaming of events using push technology. You can use the streaming API to subscribe to Salesforce platform event, push topic queries, and change events. You can also publish message to Salesforce platform event in real time. With Salesforce Connector, you can create a Salesforce connection and use it in the application integration process. You can create connection in the following Salesforce editions like Professional Edition, Enterprise Edition, and Unlimited Edition. Application integration support two kinds of authentication mechanism in the Salesforce connection. One is OAuth and the other one is password based. You can use either of them in your Salesforce connection. You can create an application integration process to perform the following task: read, update, or delete Salesforce records from any of the objects, subscribe to events from Salesforce streaming channels such as custom platform events, push topic queries, and change events. Or you can also use the Salesforce connection to publish messages to Salesforce custom platform events. Salesforce connector process will be triggered upon an event such as insert, update, or delete of a record in Salesforce, provided you have appropriate side connection setting configured on the Salesforce side. Prerequisite. In order to create a Salesforce connection in cloud application integration, one must install ICRT managed package for Salesforce. This managed package is similar to any other managed package that one would install in Salesforce. This managed package helps you to get the metadata and achieve various uh, other activities. The Salesforce edition must be one of the following, like Professional Edition, Enterprise Edition, Unlimited Edition, or Developer Edition. Now that we have gone through the overview of Salesforce and prerequisite of creating a connection in cloud application integration, we will see how we can install managed package in Salesforce that is needed in order to create a Salesforce connection in cloud application integration. You can use the Informatica Cloud Real-Time for Salesforce package to integrate application integration with Salesforce. It will help you to test and publish a Salesforce connection in application integration, which would fetch the metadata from Salesforce and push it to Informatica repository, which will be used during design time and runtime. It also help you to work with Salesforce objects when you run a process, and allows you to working with Salesforce Guide as a UI component, and helps in getting the message, which is Salesforce outbound message, and which helps in terms of triggering the Informatica process. Now that we have gone through the different uses of ICRT managed package, let us understand the steps involved in installing a managed package on Salesforce platform. There are two prerequisites. One is Salesforce API must be enabled, and you should have administrative rights in the Salesforce organization where you want to install the managed package. Now let us dive into the steps. Depending upon the environment you use, log in to your production or sandbox Salesforce account. For production, the package URL will start with login.salesforce.com package and followed by the entire package URL. If you want to install it in your sandbox environment, replace login with test.salesforce.com in the same package URL. The latest version of managed package can be found in our online documentation. We would recommend to install the latest version of managed package so that you can use the latest version of Salesforce API. Once you hit the URL on the browser, it will prompt you to enter the credential. Go ahead and enter the credential, and you will see Install Informatica Cloud Real-Time for Salesforce page. You will be prompted for three options: install for admins only, install for all users, and install for specific profile. We recommend you install using install for all users so that you do not run into any issues. Click on install, and the installation should start now. Once the installation is done, you can click on done, and if the installation is taking longer, you should receive an email once the installation is complete from Salesforce. Click on done. Those are the steps that are involved in installing Salesforce managed package. Now that we have gone through the steps, let us quickly see it in action. Let us log in into Salesforce using the Salesforce credential, and I have the documentation wherein I can see the package URL of managed package. I've copied that, and if you look at the install packages in Salesforce, you would see there are no Informatica related packages as of now. We'll go ahead and enter this URL. We'll log in into the environment using the credential. You would see a page where it says install Informatica Cloud Real-Time for Salesforce. Select install for all users, acknowledge, and then click on install. So installation may take a bit of time, and once it is complete, you should click on done button. If the installation takes more time, you would receive an email for the user with which you have logged in. This is a quick demo of how we would go ahead and install ICRT managed package on Salesforce. So far we have learned about Salesforce overview, prerequisite in order to create a connection in CAI, uses of managed package, and steps using which you can install the managed package on Salesforce platform. Now let us look at how one can create a connection to Salesforce platform event in cloud application integration. Before you start creating a connection, make sure to validate you have cloud application integration license and access to cloud application integration designer page. That is, you have access to application integration app. Once you have this, go ahead to application integration and you can start creating the connection there. To create a Salesforce connection in cloud application integration, click on new connection and select the type as Salesforce and enter the valid credential. Provide the name of the platform event in the event source tab. So in case you are creating a connection for a platform event, then you need to prefix with /event and with the name of the platform event. In case you are connecting to a push topic, then you should prefix your event source with /topic followed by push topic name. In case you are connecting to change data capture, then you need to prefix with /data followed by your CDC name of the object followed by change request. You may also use filter in order to limit the records for your CDC object. You can click and test the connection and publish it. Configure event target in case you want to publish a message to Salesforce custom platform events. Make sure to select an agent or an agent group for run on property, as the Salesforce event platform event connection is only targeted to run on agent. Now let's jump on to the demo of creating Salesforce platform event in cloud application integration. Log in to IICS with valid credential and once the page loads, click on application integration. Click on create app connection. Give it a name to this app connection. In our case, since we are connecting to Salesforce platform event, I will name it as demo SFTC PE. Select the type as Salesforce. Mark the OData enabled as no, since we are not going to use. And these two allowed users for OData, allowed group for OData are specific to OData settings. We are not going to discuss as it is more towards OData. Now select the authentication type. We have two types of authentication. One is OAuth and the second one is password based. If you select OAuth, you can click on authorize and enter the credential of your Salesforce environment. In case you want to connect to sandbox environment, make sure to change login to test.salesforce.com. Make sure to select the turn on property as agent, as platform events works only with the agents and not on the cloud. Once you select agent, you will see there are two different tabs that appear. One is event sources tab and the other one is event target tab. Event sources tab is responsible for your configuring the consumer side of the settings, Here you can configure either event platform event, push topic, or change event. And this filter can be used in case you want to filter the change event that you are interested in. Similarly, event target is helpful in case you want to publish any messages to a Salesforce platform event. I already have a connection which has already been published. We'll quickly review that. So this is the connection. I have used OAuth and published on a particular agent, and I have marked OData as no. And here I have configured 3 separate consumers, one for Salesforce platform event, one for push topic, and one for my change CDC, change data capture. And I don't have any targets. And if I look at the metadata, so metadata displays all the objects that you have in Salesforce and different actions that are allowed using this particular connection, like creating a OS object, converting a lead, sending an email, etc. So you will see all the objects including your platform event object here. So if you use a OData enabled connection, then you can invoke this particular Salesforce connection as an OData endpoint. If you enable OData, make sure to provide allowed users for OData or allowed group for OData. Once you have provided all the valid credentials, you can click on test connection and click on, once the test is successful, you can click on publish the connection. Since I've already published, I don't want to publish it again. So this is how one can create a Salesforce platform event connection in cloud application integration. Now that you have seen how to create a Salesforce platform event connection in cloud application integration, let us look on how one can read an event from Salesforce within Informatica process. After you create a Salesforce connection, you can use it in the process along with the associated event sources and event targets. Process will be automatically triggered upon an event in Salesforce. The Salesforce connection and Salesforce consumer process must be run on the same secure agent group or secure agent. Similarly, the Salesforce connection and the Salesforce producer process must run on the same secure agent or a secure agent group. So once you have created a connection, you can create a process and select the binding as event and use event source name to select the connection and particular source name that you have created within the connection, and make sure that you are pointing the process to run on the same secure agent where your connection is running on. Now quickly have that looked at in the demo. So here we have already created this connection and also the event sources have been configured. So let us create a quick sample process and let us see how we can read a message event. So once you create a process, let's give it a name, SFDC demo. In the start of the process, you need to associate this particular connection that has been created with this process by selecting the binding type as event and selecting the particular connection. So here we want to consume the platform event. That's why I'm selecting Salesforce event. And you need to change the run on to the particular agent where your connection has been published. Once you do that and once you publish it, whenever there is a platform event, the connection will keep on polling a platform event, and whenever there is an event in Salesforce, it will automatically trigger this particular process. you can use the fields that has been uh, created in the platform event on the Salesforce site and within your business and create your own business logic flow. So you would see those fields here in the event which is automatically been created. So you will see like email, first name, ID, last name, reply ID. So these are the fields that has been created in the platform event, and you will also see a few fields like created by ID, created date, and reply ID. So these fields and information from the platform event can be used within your process to create your own business flow. This is how one can use process to read event from Salesforce and kind of use within Informatica process to create your own business logic. Now let us look at how one would publish a platform event to Salesforce. So in order to publish a platform event in Salesforce, there are two mechanisms. First mechanism is you need to create an event target in the connection with the appropriate platform event configuration, and then use that particular connection in the process using a service connector step by selecting the appropriate connection and event target within the process. The second way of publishing a platform event is through create step. Use a create step and select the appropriate platform event object in the process and map the respective field that are needed. We will kind of show this in demo. The thing that to note here is usually all the customers or everyone uses first way of publishing that event. The drawback with that is you need to make sure that both your connection as well as process must be published on the same agent or an agent group. However, if you use a create step, you can use it in either cloud process or an event process. Once that is done, you can validate, save and publish the process, and then invoke the process to publish a message to the Salesforce custom platform event. Let us quickly look at the demo on how one would publish an event to the Salesforce platform. So now that we already have this particular connection and also we have configured the event target where we want to produce the event, we'll create a process. And in the process, you will give a name to the process. SFDC PE target. And here you will select it as Restore SOAP. Make sure to select the same agent where your connection is deployed. Now select a service step and select appropriate connection, which is in our case being Con Salesforce platform event, and select the target. If you look at it, the input for this target would be of type platform event. You can use this field and appropriately send a message using a formula or field and create the message in JSON or XML format. Save and publish and trigger this process to publish a platform event. Another way which you can use to create a platform event would be, you don't need to create an event target. You can just go ahead and use the create step and select the Salesforce connection and select appropriate platform event. In my case, this is the name of the platform event, and pass the respective field of the platform event. So using this create step, it is not required for you to have this process running on the same platform, same secure agent or secure agent group. That is one advantages of using this particular step. So this is how one can publish a message to the platform event from Informatica process to sales. Error handling and recovery mechanism. You may perform the error handling at each step of the process, similar to how you would do in any other process, and perform a retry mechanism or send an email notification as part of your error handling. The general advice is to do even more custom error handling such that it will be helpful during your production incidents to debug. You can capture the information like start time, end time, payload, etc. in your database. If the security agent is down, we store a reply ID in a particular file in the secure agent machine. You can be assured that the reply ID will be stored, which is processed, that will be the last event that is processed. In case you want to retrieve any previous Salesforce event, you can update the reply ID file with the appropriate reply ID in this file and restart the process server, secure agent, or publish the connection. Any one of this activity will perform reading of platform event from the reply ID that has been updated. For example, if you look at uh, the picture, you would see that if you have like multiple events coming and stored on Salesforce, in the last retained reply ID is from starting from reply ID 3. Then if you specify option as -2, it will pick all the reply events from Salesforce starting with reply ID 3. If you specify -1 in this configuration file, then it is going to pick all the new events that is coming from Salesforce now onwards. If you want to give a specific reply ID and read all the events after that, you can do by giving appropriate reply ID. In this case, if we give 5 as the reply ID, we will be able to read all the events after reply ID 5, which is in our case will be 6, 7, and 8. So this is how one can perform error handling and recovery procedure. And the file that I was referring to are stored in this location in Informatica Secure Agent. You need to go to installation directory of Informatica, and under which you will see apps, process engine, data, and camel. You will see multiple such files based on the number of connection and consumers you might have. So here, if you see, we have a reply ID as 81897884, which means this connection consumer is going to read all the events after this particular reply ID. You can specify and update the file and restart the secure agent to read from a particular point in time. Rules and guidelines for consumer process. You cannot use Salesforce connector to subscribe to or publish messages to Salesforce standard platform events. If you add a wait step to a process to subscribe to Salesforce custom platform event, push topic queries, and change events, you must ensure that the wait period is earlier than 40 seconds. If the wait is more than 40 seconds, you might encounter a message loss. Add a milestone step for an early reply to prevent the message loss. Now that we have learned different concepts of Salesforce platform events in cloud application integration, let us look at the demo use cases. Our first demo use case would be to capture the change event for lead object in Salesforce and perform real-time synchronization in the table. The database must capture both lead inserts and lead updates. The process must have a reply ID as part of the process title for easy identification. Let's dive into the demo. So here I have Salesforce environment, Informatica environment where we have developed the process. So this process involves two connections. One is connection to Salesforce platform event CDC, and the second one is for database in order to write records or update the records in our database system. In order to create a database connection, we have created a JDBC connection using JDBC URL by using JDBC generic cloud adapter type connector. Here we are using JDBC URL, and the driver jar is placed under this directory, and we have given some of the basic information like username, password, object filter, so that our publish is faster. You can watch for the metadata for this JDBC connection by clicking on metadata tab. We have published these three tables: audit log, leads, and SFDC contacts. The other connection is Salesforce platform event connection. For consuming the CDC event, capturing the CDC event and laying and relaying it to a process. So this is our CDC connection. So we have given the change data capture as data slash change lead change event. So this is going to capture all the lead changes that we make on the Salesforce side. So on the Salesforce side, you must enable the CDC by clicking on Quick Find and search for change data capture. Here we have enabled the change data capture for lead object alone for the purpose of this demo. So these are the changes that are needed from the Salesforce side. And coming back to Informatica, so we have built this process which is going to listen to this particular connection that we have created for lead CDC. We are publishing this particular connection on the same agent as that of connection. You would notice that a variable called as even has been automatically created. Have an early reply so that you can run your processes in parallel and increase your throughput. Here our first step is to set the process title such that the name of the process title in the process application integration console pane would look like the name of the process followed by reply ID. Then what we are doing is we are doing auditing or perhaps logging of this change event in our database for debugging purpose. In case if you want to do debugging in future, or if there is any problem that you want to debug, you can use this kind of a table, logging table with information like start time, payload, process name, process state. Then we are checking for the type of the change, whether it is insert or update, and based on a particular type, we are either creating a lead record in our database or updating the record. And when there is an update, we are kind of fetching the record from the database, and for the purpose of this demo, we are updating company and name. You can update all the rest of the field as well. Now let's perform the quick demo by creating a lead record in Salesforce. I click on lead record, click on new, and enter the name of the lead. Give lead source and some of the phone number information. Once I click save, since we have CDC enabled and the connection is created in cloud application integration, it will automatically trigger a process in the Informatica. you would see that there is a lead. This process has been created and completed successfully. Now let's go ahead and check whether we have the record in our table. So we have created two tables. One is for audit purpose and the second one where we actually insert the record. Let us query this audit table, and you would see that we have this lead record that got created. And if we look at the lead record table, we do have um, a, way, a record with name as John and company as XYZ. Now if I go ahead and update the same record in Salesforce from company XXY to ABC, it will automatically update the same record in database. So that concludes our demo for the first use case. Use case 2. The use case 2 is to read a platform event from Salesforce and perform logging into temporary database and write the message to RabbitMQ so that the downstream application can consume. The message must be in the XML format, and the process should do appropriate logging for better traceability in case of an issue during runtime. The process must do error handling wherever needed and also must have a retry logic in it. The process should be deployed on the agent instead of an agent group. So now let's dive into the changes that are needed both from Salesforce side, process side, as well as RabbitMQ side. So these are the connections that are involved in this demo 2. The first one being the same database connection via JDBC, and we have used the same connection in terms of the same audit table, and we are using SFDC contacts as our demo is more focused towards the SFDC contact object. You can look at the metadata of SFDC contact. It has few fields like first name, last name, and email address. The next one is Salesforce platform event. We are making use of same Salesforce platform event using a Salesforce type connector and authentication type as OAuth, and we have provided the event source as demo event contact. That's the name of our Salesforce platform event. The third connection is a RabbitMQ connection. So this uses AMQP protocol in order to connect to RabbitMQ so that we can post our messages to our RabbitMQ server. Here we have not configured any event sources as we are not consuming or we are not pulling any queue. In fact, we are going to post a message by configuring exchange name and routing key, and the format of the message will be in the XML format. So here if you look at it, our binding type is event of type particular Salesforce platform event, and that particular event that we have contact to monitor for the monitor for the platform event in Salesforce. Once you do that, you will automatically have an event input field which will have the entire platform event message upon any event that gets raised on the Salesforce side. We are setting the process title to reflect the reply ID along with the process name so that it will be easy for anyone to search for debugging in the application integration page. Next, we are doing logging in order to log all the whole payload so that it will be easy for debugging for any incidents in future. In case if there is any error during the logging, it will perform the retry. So for performing the retry, we have an audit counter that will count for count for 3 iteration, and if it exceeds 3 iteration, it will move forward. So this contact will be searched in the database to see whether the contact already exists, and if it does exist, then it will go ahead and update the first name, last name and email address. If the contact does not exist, it will go ahead and create the contact in our database. So if the creation of the contact fails, it will go ahead and perform the retry logic based on the contact counter that we have configured. Here you would see that the counter is initialized to 1 in the initial phase of the process. Once it is successfully created the record in database, it will go ahead and update or post the message to the RabbitMQ connection. So this is the input field for the RabbitMQ, and we are posting the entire input that the entire platform event message that we are receiving from Salesforce as a message body to our RabbitMQ system. Once that is complete, it will also set the process state to completed. So these are the different things that we have that has been done as part of this use case too. Now quickly go to the Salesforce site to see the changes on the Salesforce site. So we have created this platform event called as demo event contact and created email, first name, last name and ID as the field. In order to capture the platform event on any changes to the contact, we have built a process builder process in order to map any changes of contact object in the platform event. So this is the process builder flow, which monitors for any changes on the contact object and creates a platform event based on record creation or record updation. So these are the changes that are needed on the Salesforce side in order to configure Salesforce platform event. We have created a queue called as contacts so that we can post the messages to this particular RabbitMQ. Now let's go ahead and create a contact in Salesforce to trigger a platform event which will trigger a process and post which will write a record into the database and post a message to the RabbitMQ messaging service. We'll go ahead and click on contacts and create a contact record. Test. We'll have first contact as a first name, last contact as a last name. We will give email address, abc@abc.com, and some phone number, and click on save. Upon save, we should see a process triggered in Cloud Application Integration Console. So this is a process that has been triggered and completed successfully. Quickly open that to see how does the process instance look like. While this is opening, let us open the database. So as part of the process, we are doing auditing. So let us look at whether the audit has been successfully created. If you look at this, we have audit, which has captured our the start time of the process, the the counter, as well as the name of the process. So this table, this audit table acts as a single table for all different processes. The state is in process and in appropriate process state has been configured. Let us look whether we have got a message in RabbitMQ. Click on Get, and you would see that we have received a message from RabbitMQ with first name as first contact, contact ID, last name as last contact, and email as abc@abc.com. So that concludes our second demo of integrating Salesforce with the database and RabbitMQ. These are few of the references which will come in handy when you're working with Salesforce platform events. There are few knowledge base articles as well, which you can refer them. If you have any questions, we can take up now. Thank you.
Sorry, can you come again? Counter as well as. Was there a question for me? Are there any questions? This Anyone has any questions on this topic?
Prakash, is there anything specific, any concepts that you want to talk about? It doesn't look like we're getting any questions. If
Nothing of that sort. I have. If there are any specific questions, I think we can take it up. Otherwise, I think yeah, nothing from my side. Can you hear me? Hello, team. Can you hear me?